Hey guys, what's up? Raptor7717 here, doing a quick little video on this guy. This guy is the World Tank Museum, 1 in 144 scale Soviet T-34 from World War II. They have a couple of these tanks available. Just give you a quick look if it focuses. It's not going to focus, is it? There we go. Yeah, they gave you... There's a couple tanks in this line. Anyway, the one I have here is the T-34-76. This is the second version of the T-34. I believe it has a 76 millimeter main gun. That's the name. Not the name. Where the name comes from. Geez, and you got two hatches on the top rather than one big heavy hatch. It is a little in-scale tank, so it's very small. Obviously the turret does rotate, as I've shown you, but it has no other movement capabilities at all. It is fairly well detailed. You can see the... Oh no, you can't because it's out of focus right now. It's got the flat sides and everything. Like most T-34s, it doesn't have the drums there, but it's got a little machine gun in the front, which you can barely see. But it does have markings, and there are 3 different versions of this particular tank available from them. So there's one with dirt, and there's one I believe with no markings. This is number 20, and they're all number 20 if I remember right, so you will never get a tank that isn't 20. Which is unfortunate if you're trying to build an army, but that's really about it. The turret does rotate, and at first, when you do rotate it, it is very stiff. Mine is very loose now, because as I discovered, it does come away, and it does come away fairly easily now. The first time it was hard, not because I had to break anything, but because it was just new. And if you can see that, the only real resistance is generated by, come on, focus. No, whatever. Is generated by a hexagon style hole in this round, oversized peg in the bottom. There. Yeah. So the peg is too big for the hole, sort of, and it goes in the hole and it gets resistance. So it doesn't turn smoothly. I don't know if you can be able to see this, but it doesn't really turn. It kind of has, it goes in and out. Yeah, of being easy to turn. But yeah, it's a nice little tank. Obviously the tracks don't turn, that would be absurd, but awesome for this scale. It's got little details on it, like the light, and the tracks are actually kind of weathered. It's got some little dirt bits on it. I believe the one that is new actually looks pristine, but just for size comparison purposes, here is the gun cannon from Gundam in the same scale. So this is in scale with this little tank right here, and he's casting too big a shadow, so I'll put it over here. And we've gone out of focus completely. We'll retain that in a minute. And then here is an F-16, unpainted F-16 Fighting Falcon. Here. So these are all in scale with this tank. So you can see how, well, I mean, you can see how small it is compared to my finger, but you can see how small it is in reality, and if Gundams are reality, and a Gundam reality as well. I quite like this little tank. I'm actually going to probably get more of these. 1 in 144 scale again. They are sold by World Tank Museum, which comes from Japan originally. So these tanks are all available in Japan, and they're releasing them in the US with the versions like this. So there are a couple other tanks. There's mainly German vehicles, and then T-34's a Russian tank destroyer, and Shermans are the other vehicles, and I believe the other ones are like Panzer IIIs and Tigers, and a Panther tank. Obviously the barrels do not go up and down on the Panthers, which makes them much less cool, but they should be bringing over more and more and more. So if you have in-scale model trains and you want to put a tank in there for some reason, these are good. They fit with Gundams if you ever want to do that. and 1 in 144 is really small and compact for if you don't have a bunch of space. So yeah, there's a little tank. Goodbye.